Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Happy anniversary at TNT! Pangmalawakang coverage. With free data, calls, and texts. At sulit na rewards.
TNT 25 years, tuloy ang sulit saya sa buong bansa.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Di abutan dito!
GG bro!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best-ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Konkreto, kahoy, bakal! Plastic, El General All-Purpose Epoxy. Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Easy umulan!
Di mo tayo makakabenta.
Yes!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Happy anniversary at TNT! Pangmalawakang coverage. With free data, calls, and texts. At sulit na rewards.
TNT 25 years, tuloy ang sulit saya sa buong bansa.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Di abot ang data! GG bro! Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun ah. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
All-purpose Epoxy El General Matibay na dikitan El General Konkreto, kahoy, bakal Plastic El General All-Purpose Epoxy Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Hindi mo tayo makakabenta! Yes! Don't worry! The Only with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now!
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun ah. Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
My future.
Right? What's the plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun ah. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Happy anniversary at TNT! Pangmalawakang coverage. With free data, calls, and texts. At sulit na rewards.
TNT 25 years, tuloy ang sulit saya sa buong bansa.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Di abot ang data! GG bro! Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Kung nabibiting kayo sa mga triple header, pues, meron kaming quadruple header na hatid sa inyo dito sa Premier Preseason Collegiate Basketball Tournament in the country where it all begins. This is the PlayTime Cares Filoil EcoOil 18th Preseason Cup presented to us by ABC Tile Adhesives. Muli po mula dito sa loob ng PlayTime Filoil Center, J. De La Cruz together with Dino Lee. 4 games tayo eh. Walang sawang basketball nangyayari sa atin dito. Lalo na't magbabago yung dynamic nitong torneo na to as these two teams are headed to the postseason.
Yes, at pagkatapos nito, marami pang basketball na mangyayari dito sa PlayTime Filoil Preseason Cup. Another game for us to cover with Letran playing amazing basketball right now.
That is correct.
At the top of the team standing sa NCAA group.
Oh, yung Letran nga, nabanggit natin sila ang maglalaro ngayon. Ang kalaban nila, San Sebastian College-Recoletos. Mamaya, may UAP matchup tayo. After a while, we have Adamson going up against FEU. Then 2 more NCAA matches to cap off this day. Sa first 2 games, makakasama natin sa courtside si Corte Benaventura. So maganda-ganda kwentuhan yung masasaksihan natin, mapapakinggan natin dito sa ating unang 4 na koponan na maglalaro ngayon, Dino. Pero kung titignan natin yung team standings, nasabi natin magbabago yung dynamic nitong dalawang koponan na to as these two teams very different places. Actually, far away on the team in their team standings.
On opposite ends ng team standings, itong Letran Knights, they're actually tied with EAC but they're number 1 pa rin because of the win over the other advantage. While itong Golden Stags, the lone NCAA team who is still without a win. So hopefully, syempre, in their last 2 games, including this one, they're hoping to get at least a win for a team under the new head coach, Coach Rob Labagala.
That is true. Lalo nga kung mapapanood o kung pag-uusapan natin yung huling game nitong San Sebastian College-Recoletos. By the way, San Sebastian perhaps out of the running sa ating top 4. But facing off a equally struggling team like the Perpetual Help Altas, you don't want to see those kind of numbers eh.
I think that game was a perfect opportunity a couple of days ago for San Sebastian to pick up their first win. Unfortunately, yung struggle nila shooting the ball 35% and then they got out-rebounded. Not just on the defensive glass but also on the offensive glass. 17 offensive rebounds for the Perpetual Altas. But yung struggle nila in the third quarter, they got outscored 26-10.
That's true.
Which allowed Perpetual to build a 20-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. Masyadong mabigat yon, and them missing a lot of free throws during that game. I think they missed 13 free throws. And bulk of that coming from Paeng Are, 4 out of 12 from the free throw line.
It's not really nice, especially if the team is actually shooting that kind of a shooting clip, diba? But for 7 games already dito sa San Sebastian, it's just a matter of them clicking all together at the same game. Dito, si Polo Gabat yung nag-click eh. Everyone else, medyo struggle pa rin sa shooting.
Yes, Polo Gabat was one of the few bright spots for the San Sebastian College-Recoletos nung time na yon. But I do think Paeng Are and TJ Felebrico needs to play better in terms of scoring because nobody in their team is averaging more than double digits here for the Golden Stags dito sa Preseason Cup. So if ever they're gonna pick up a win at the very least, 1 win at the very least in their last 2 games, those 2 guys, those 2 veterans need to lead the way and need to guide their players because they're last when it comes to points per game here in this NCAA group.
Kailangan lahat mag-click, lalo na si Polo Gabat nga in the previous 2 games prior to this EAC game, wala nga naiambag si Polo Gabat pagdating sa scoring. Pero matungo tayo papunta sa Letran. Boy, it's just like ine-X-mark lang nila lahat ng mga schools di ba? In the previous game, JRU, ayun, may X-mark na.
Yes, and this is a team that is shooting the ball, that shot the ball really well in their last game against JRU. 9 out of 22 for 40%, and then yung field goals nila is 51%. And what stood out for them, 31 field goals, 31 assists.
Wow.
That means lahat ng shoot nila ay galing sa pasa ng kakampi nila, and alam natin how deep and talented this team is. And if there's one thing, I guess, for Letran to na nababanggit ni Coach Alan Ricardo is the consistency on both ends on the floor. Alam natin kung anong kaya nilang gawin. They had 5 guys in double digits And one of them was actually Vince Cuajao, 4 out of 8 from the 3-point.
Saktong-sakto yung forma ni Vince Cuajao. He was just unconscious from the 3-point area. 4 of 8, 50% shooting from the 3-point country. Imagine if you have that kind of shooting clip come the playoffs time, kasi malinaw-linaw na itong Colegio de San Juan de Letran advance sa top 4. Lalo't ang makakasalubong nila mga UAAP teams, they need that kind of shooting clip from Vince Cuajao.
And that's an ultimate equalizer, yung 3-point shot. And alam natin, if you shoot the ball well from the outside or from beyond the arc, it gives you a big chance of actually winning games. And that is what Letran has done for the most part of their games here in the 18th Preseason Cup. So they still have, after this game, they still have San Beda. So, pero maganda-ganda na yung posisyon nila actually, looking ahead to the quarterfinals wherein they'll be facing UAP teams.
Again, 6-1 sa kanilang win-loss record. In that previous game, they had 5 guys in double figures, and you would want to keep it that way pagdating mo nga sa ating magiging crossover quarterfinals dito sa ating preseason tournament. One more thing before we head on to the basketball game, PusoP.com key matchup natin. TJ Falebrico, special mention sa iyo to, di ba? Dahil nga siya yung masasabi nating namumuno pagdating sa San Sebastian, pero makakatapat niya itong solidong Jimboy Estrada.
Yes, the top 2 wing players for respective teams, itong TJ Falebrico. Not up to par with his season 100 averages. He was averaging more in double figures nung season 100. Right now, he's 8.4 points, 5.4 rebounds, 2.9 assists. But itong si Jimboy Estrada, leading in scoring for Letran, 14 points per game. So, alam natin may ibang kayang pumutok, but I'm sure itong si Jimboy Estrada will have a great show out here in this morning.
Great matchup in the wings para dito sa magkabilang koponan. Jump ball when we return, Golden Stags versus the Knights.
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PlayTime Cares Center here in San Juan for the PlayTime Cares 18th Filoil EcoOil Preseason Cup, presented by ABC Tile Adhesive.
Number 39 in our NCAA group between the San Sebastian College Golden Stags versus your Letran Knights. Introducing the starters for both teams. First, for the San Sebastian College Golden Stags. Point guard number 15, Tom Piliado. Shooting guard number 8, Ian Cuajao. At small forward number 7, Ralph Gabat. Power forward number 28, Gab Nepasena. And at center number 19, Neil Castor. Head coach for the San Sebastian College Golden Stags is Rob Labagala. And now let us meet the starters for the Letran Knights. Point guard number 11, Peter Rosilio. Shooting guard number 81, Elijah Yusi. At small forward number 26, Jimboy Estrada. Power forward number 5, Luis Tapeño. And at center number 23, Mark Omega. Head coach of the Letran Knights is Alan Ricardo. Our officials for this
starters on your screens, Ian Cuajao, his second game wearing the Golden Stag jersey, will be starting for Coach Rob Labagala. Sa kabila naman, Elijah Yusi and Mark Omega making a return in the starting lineup. Oh, you love this guy, Peter Rosilio, point guard ng Letran.
Alam natin na pag nandyan si Peter Rosilio, yung pressure defense doon sa point guard ng kalaban nila. And for this game, for this start of this game, it will be Tom Piliado that will feel that pressure. And wala si Mark Omega nung last game.
That's true. He did not suit up in their previous game against JRU. He's back in the starting lineup. By the way, referees natin, Emmanuel Faraon, Ralph Moreto, and William Bulacan. There's a tip-off, and we officially begin in this matchup from the guys mula sa Recto, kalaban mga taga Intramuros. Against San Sebastian, 0-7 sa kanilang win-loss record. Looking for the first victory, just 2 remaining games under their belt. And we mentioned this na it's a different dynamic for these two teams. One thing you could look at as Jimbo Estrada in and out of that jumper. Sa San Sebastian, sigurado wala na yung pressure sa kanila. Nothing to lose anymore, di ba, Dino?
Yes, definitely. And I think for this 18th Preseason Cup, I don't think they expected, or Coach Rob Labagala and the coaching staff expected that they'll be in the finals or playing in the semi-finals. So I do believe their goal here is to get acquainted with each other. Kasi alam naman natin, kakapasok lang ni Coach Rob nung March. So wala pa silang 3 months siguro na magkakasama as a team. And alam natin may iba pang players na wala pa dito, not suited up for them. So a lot of growth and development and particularly learning experience, I guess.
And it's a good thing that Ian Cuajo ay nakahabol pa dito na makapaglaro dito sa ating Premier Preseason Collegiate Basketball Tournament. They actually started things off with a 3-pointer.
And I'm just looking at the bench of San Sebastian. Walang Filibrico at walang Are. So, I think that was a decision on the part of Coach Rob not to play their veterans because he knows kailangan ng minutes and experience nitong mga bata niya.
Yep, the guys like Piliado, guys like Juan, Nepasena, that's correct. And if anything, the only veteran guy here is the one who performed well in the previous games, which is Polo Cabat.
I'm sure that is part of napag-isipan at napag-usapan niya ng mga coaches na this last 2 games might possibly be hindi na natin makita si Filibrico.
Tingnan natin, that's what we're going to find out. In the meantime, 4-on-1, Peter Rosilio. Nagmamadali na naman. Got the bucket was a foul. Perhaps he would be proud if we're going to tag him as the peskiest guard in this entire preseason tournament.
Para sa akin, si Rosilio, energizer talaga eh. He creates havoc on defense. Sometimes it doesn't show up in the stats kasi hindi naman steals lang ang basehan ng magiging magaling na defensive player. But the way he pressures the ball handler, tapos at that time, yung last possession, fast break opportunity coming from a steal.
And they're responding on the defensive end, forcing San Sebastian on their traveling violation.
And you need guys like that kasi to prevent yung kalaban ninyo to create, kumbaga magiging comfortable sa offensive sets nila. So you want to make them uncomfortable and gusto mo maubos na yung oras bago pa nila magawa yung play nila.
Again, you still performed your other half of the objective in the basketball game as Elijah Yusi knocks down the second 3-pointer. Get that ball to the hoop, prevent the other team from getting that ball to the hoop.
Which is the goal of basketball.
9-3 Letran. Bunch of threes for Letran, either a 3-pointer or an end-one play. Nagmintis ang San Sebastian. Jimboy on court sa 3, in and out. Labanan sa rebound ni Nepasena at ni Omega. Tatawagan ng foul si Nepasena. Napakaagang Jiangnan 3-pointer of the quarter. Pangalawa na yan actually ni Elijah Yusi. Huwag kakalimutan, basta hakpak, Jiangnan na. Nice fake by Jimboy. But there's the challenge by Polo Cabat. Won't work. Ayun, ang likot ni Peter Rosilio.
Yun lang siguro, it's giving up fouls while pressuring. Yan ang tendencies usually.
Napapa-fine-tune rin yan eh. I mean yung kakulitan mo, di ba?
You just have to stay disciplined. Pero kasi when you're up close talaga, may mga contacts ka na you will create certain contact that will be deemed as fouls.
And that is what perhaps Neil Castor took advantage of. Umatake siya, got bumped, and he will go to the free throw line. Neil Castor, perhaps one of the big guy that will compete for spots dito sa lineup ni Coach Rob Labagala. In the meantime, free throws brought to us by ABC Tile Adhesive. Sigurado ka dito. This tournament so far, Castor, 4.1 points per game, almost 3 rebounds per game. One thing perhaps that San Sebastian could pay attention to is the rebounding. Medyo distant ang rebounding.
Yung last game nila, they got plus 20 sa rebounds yung perpetual.
They're actually 15th in the field when it comes to rebounding at 33 boards per game. Well, sumakto naman, nandun yung average nila na 33, but they be needing more of that, especially if the other team will keep on missing, provided that they were able to produce a stop in this play, but they did not. Jimbo Estrada still in the 3.
And this is bad news for the Golden Stags. Already 3 threes for Letran.
Oh, what a sidestepping move coming from Polo Gabat. First 2 points of the ball game for Gabat.
What a sidestep move coming from Gabat. They'll need more of that. Lalo na wala si Filibrico tsaka si Are.
May diskarte naman eh, di ba? Yan yung makukuha din ng San Sebastian eventually. And they have to be consistent in those movements. Sa ball distribution, tapos lang yung tres ni Ian Quahaw. Naka-uniforme din yung utol, no? Nasa kabila. Si Vince Quahaw, nasa kasala ni Jimbo Estrada. Ano kaya sasabihin ni Vince doon? Kay Jimboy.
Basketball lang tayo dito.
Uy, basketball lang. And for sure, Courtney Benaventura has a story for us later on with these two brothers matching up in the seniors level for the first time. In the meantime, under 5 to play, Polo Gabat created some space. He stepped through, resulted as a turnover, but there's a counter steal. The play went on actually, but the referee said it's a shot clock violation. Check out first the sequence. Jimboy Estrada just necking Ian Quao for that jumper. Play of the quarter brought to us by PlayTime Cares, elevating the next generation of Filipino athletes.
I think Quahaw tried to sell an offensive foul there, but I didn't see Jimboy Estrada extending his right arm.
Luis Tapeño at the post area. A very undersized post player making wonders at the post.
Minama niya dun si Gabne Pasena, itong si Luis Tapeño. What I like about him is hindi siya malaki, hindi siya malapad, pero he can bang with the big guys.
That is true. The standing around 5 feet 11 or 6 foot flat at best. Pero nandun yung mga skills at the boss eh. Isa pang boss guy na nasa Letran, si Bonsalida.
Kumbaga, if I were to describe Luis Tapeño, he plays much bigger than his height.
That is correct. Shot clock an issue. I-issue na ng parking ticket ni referee Eman Paraon.
Hindi 3 hours 3 seconds.
3 seconds, oh. 3 seconds naman. 3 seconds.
Pero kasi di ba ang parking sa Manila 3 hours eh, di ba?
Oo, 3 hours.
First 3 hours.
Oo. Sa Makati, 3 hours period, umalis ka na.
Sa BGC, napakamahal.
Oo. One more thing though about Luis Tapeño as he was set back to the bench. If you also remind you, sa isang pro player na alipig na very undersized, di ba? But very efficient at the post. But in the meantime, it's Christian Richo who came off the bench, suddenly attacking and got fouled by Aaron Buensalida.
That's his first personal foul, 14 foul for Letran Knights. Chris Richo, 2 shots.
8 agad hinahabol lang San Sebastian in the opening period.
And I think for Letran, we know that this is a non-bearing game for the Golden Stags, but they still want to get a win, and at the same time, kung pwede sila maging spoilers, why not? So for Letran, hindi ka pwedeng mag-relax in this game. Knowing wala si Paeng Are, wala si TJ Filibrigo, the top 2 players ng kalaban ninyo, hindi ka pwede mag-relax kasi baka magkaroon ng run in confidence itong mga bata ni Coach Rob.
Especially itong Letran na nabanggit mo, sino na lang ang hindi pa nakakalaban ng Letran?
San Beda.
San Beda? Aba,
nakauwi na ba si...
ang mga nasa Spain ng San Beda. But either way, that's age-old rivalry na yun eh. Kumbaga, if you're gonna ask Letranistas, Aspiliado missed that 3.
And that will be in July pa.
Oo.
Yung game na yun.
Sasabihin mo mga Letranista, magtalo na kayo sa lahat. Magtalo na tayo sa lahat. Wag na sa Beda.
Sa Beda.
Ganun din naman sasabihin mga taga-Beda. Magtalo na tayo sa iba. Wag lang sa Letran. Pasok si Jaime GDL. Pasok din yung mga masabi nating iba pang bagong muka dito sa Letran. By the way, Jun Roque is in the game. There's Aaron Buensalida going to work. Just missing the layup. Second drive, Buensalida almost. And Lumanag secures the rebound. And Aaron Buensalida, if anything, he's quite intimidating back when he was wearing green. Diba?
Lipat lang yung last year from the Green Archers.
Ngayon, parang mas lalong legit nakakatakot na talaga si Buensalida ngayon eh.
And with this matchup against, I think, Risho, lamang siya sa size.
Ayun na, si Kuya Vince. Just missed that right wing 3. There's a foul on the rebound play against Letran. Buensalida tatawagan. At penalty ang Letran. Yan ang napasobra sa pwersa.
That's what you can't give up if you're Letran. Is yung mga fouls that will lead to free throws na wala pa sila dun sa front court nila.
Oo. And imagine, they're gonna be facing off Beda na size per size, if anything, di naman nila makakatapat kasi tanda natin ang mga taga San Beda, bibihira lang naman yung malalapat. Matatangkad marami, mahahaba ang kalamay. Kasi there are some cases that your size can be used against you eh.
But they were tested against the CSP Blazers and they were able to pull off a win. Kasi alam naman natin, may Allen Liwag yun. May bago silang player in Sean Umali.
Oo.
So, and I think malalim itong front court ng Letran. Kevin Santos, Buensalida, Tapeño,
may
Omega
pa.
Oo. Yung si Lorio mo,
isa pa
he
yan.
can play inside and outside.
Three on the way. Just a rainbow all air for Jun Roque. Yan pa isipin mo kung ganyan ang problema mo. No? It's that kind of problem that you would rather have in your lineup come season 101 as Ian Cuajo missed that three-pointer. Dalawang Cuajo na kasi nasa loob. Si Lorio. It is Jun Roque looking at Buensalida pero ikot sa kabila. It's si Lorio posing up against Jaime GDL with 9 on the 24. Si Lorio making his move. Nasa lubong ng double team. Pero nahuli yung preno ni Christian Risho. Silently, Dino. San Sebastian able to trip this 8-point lead.
And if they have any chance of winning this game, it has to be on the defensive end. So yun
Sige, defensive end.
Because they're averaging 60 points per game. Itong Letran 76. So if you're gonna allow Letran to shoot at a high percentage or kumbaga wala kang resistance on the defensive end, hindi ka ang hirap meet up, especially wala si Pelebrico at si Paeng Are. So where will the offense come from? So if there's any chance for them, it has to be a low scoring game.
Half-minute remaining in the first. It's been a while since we saw Nat Montesillo leading this offense as the point guard for Letran. And they're milking some clock. They have 8 to work with. Montecillo almost got away. He sends it to his right. Jun Roque pulled up at the free throw area. Jumper looking so sweet. Last shot time. Aware naman si Ian Cuajao. Just in the nick of time, and he got it.
That's definitely counted.
At the end of the first quarter,
Marami-rami yung minuto ni Ian Cuajao. Actually played this entire first quarter. And boy, it became so productive despite Elijah using 2 pointers. Just knocked a couple of 3-pointers. Jimboy Estrada showing how it's done to Ian Cuajao. Diba? Pero yan si Polo Gabat, si Kuya Polo, tumidiskarte para sa kanila. Siyempre, ganda kasabayan ni Ian Cuajao itong kanyang si Kuya Polo. But in the other end, it's the Letran Knights just showing a lot of weapons in the first quarter. They are ahead by 5.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Letran head coach Alan Ricardo is a firm believer that the little things matter. Whether it's boxing out properly or doing extra passes, he constantly reminds his players that small details actually makes a big difference. Not just in games, but in life as well. More than just chasing wins, Coach Alan is driven by a deeper purpose, which is nabanggit nga niya sa akin kanina that this is all for his players to shape their future, build their character, and prepare them for what's beyond the court. G, Dino?
Well, the thing here, Courtney, is true enough, di ba? There's some short-term, medium-term, long-term implications yan, di ba? Yung kinuwento niya, long-term implications sa mga players niya yan, di ba, Dino? And that's pretty important, especially with these student-athletes.
Oo. And I think, as a coach, hindi ka lang dapat ang responsibility mo is just for basketball because these kids are still students. Diba?
Right,
and they have a lot of future ahead of them. So, you have to shape them to prepare them for the future. You just don't want them to be just champions on the court but also off the court.
Siyempre, yun yung long term. Ang short term dito, mapanatili nito 5 puntos sa kalamangan na to. Medium term, medyo matagal-tagal pa yung next game nila. So, you would want to keep that kind of discipline this entire tournament. Those the remainder of the game. Because indeed, you're gonna play 9 games, then you're gonna play at least 1 more. Diba?
Yun nabanggit nga ni Courtney yung yung boxing out, it's focusing on the small details. And you build habits day by day so that it becomes second nature pagdating na sa NCAA season 101.
So going back to live action, there's Aaron Buensalida doing a good job sealing Christian Richo at the post area. Wala nang kalaban-laban si Christian Richo dito. Check out this play. Just too deep underneath. Actually, not too deep underneath. Just in the perfect spot.
And he's just too strong for Christian Richo. We saw in the first quarter how easily Aaron Buensalida was against yung defense ni Richo. Hindi lang niya na-shoot yung layup niya noon nung first quarter.
And unti-unti na yan. Dito na-shoot yung layup. Yung free throw naman susunod yan. Para sa'yo. Just tough times for Christian Richo so far in the first half. Nat Montecillo, ang daming nasululubong na nakaginto. Good idea to backpedal a bit. It's Silorio's turn to post up Christian Richo. Boy, it's gonna be quite a day for Christian Richo defending all those guys at the post area. As you're seeing the Haynes 5 on the floor for Letran. Ang problema pa niyan, makakatres pa yung Cyrex Silorio.
That's what I was telling you. Cyrex Silorio can post up, pero na-double lang siya doon. But he also has an outside shot. And ang laking kuha ito for Coach Alan Ricardo kasi galing to sa Letran Scores program nila.
Kumbaga, if you can put it as na-promote, diba, from the Squares program, papunta sa Knights. In the meantime, another unforced error for the Golden Stags. Turnovers piling up for them. It's their 5th in this game. With still a lot of time remaining. Nice pass to Jun Roque. Interior passing also working wonders for the Knights.
Meron ba napapansin? Meron pang hindi ginagamit yung si Coach Allen eh.
Numero 13, no?
Pero nasa bench, di ba?
Oo. Ang dami ng pasa ng Letran, pero wala pang... Dami ng assist ng Letran, pero wala pang parte sa assist doon yung numero 13. Because we're talking about Jonathan Moses Manalilib. Aaron Puensalida acting as a point guard, at least for that play. Layup did not materialize, though. Tom Piliado back in the ball game. Nice back pass to Jaime GDL, and he will go to the free throw line.
And we might not be able to see Jonathan Manlili play in this game.
Tignan natin yan. Baka mamaya makiusap kay
Sa
Coach
third quarter
yan.
pa o fourth quarter.
Ains 5 on the floor for San Sebastian. You saw earlier, got Piliado, Jaime GDL shooting the free throw line. Ian Quahaw still haven't taken a risk, or rather a rest here. Kasama si Cobilla, tsaka si Di Maunahan. By the way, free throws brought to us by ABC Tile Adhesives. Sigurado ka dito. Ang daming bagong mukha sa Letran eh.
Parang wala rin si Kevin Santos sa bench.
Kevin Santos not in the bench. Jovel Baliling is suited up, wearing jersey number 91. Andyan din. So, nandito na yung period na, again, things are looking good sa kampanya ni Coach Alan Ricardo, and they will play at least one more game. So, opportunities.
And he can opt not to play certain players because of the situation or yung win-loss record nila.
Kung titignan mo nga, if the playoffs will start tomorrow, ang makakasalubong ng Letran is the number 4 seed in the UAP bracket. That is UP.
Hindi madali yun.
Yup.
Hindi madali yung UP na yun.
Pero again,
that will be a true test.
That is
them.
right. Eh kung tutusin, malayo-layo pa, ang dami pang mangyayari sa UAP bracket. It's just that UP already played 5 games dito sa torneo na. In the meantime, Tom Piliado scoring his 5th point of the ball game. 13 hinahabol ng San Sebastian. Hand-to-hand combat between Mark Omega and Marcos Di Maunahan underneath.
I just think this is the big guys of Letran trying to bully their way against the inexperienced or much younger players of the Golden Stags.
Eh kung nasusundan natin yung laro ni Mark Omega, you have to realize Mark Omega is not an easy guy to move.
Hindi, tsaka yung size advantage talaga nila. Kita mo yung kay Buensalida, yung kay Mark Omega. When you match them up against Ricio, Deliano, medyo advantage talaga dun yung big guys ng Letran.
Although in that double foul sequence, ang masasabi nating nagwagi sa panig ng sequence as Jerome Covilla scores, nanaig ang San Sebastian doon kasi pakatlong foul na yun ni Mark Omega. Ang layo pa nito.
Pero alam naman natin gaano kalalim itong Letran. May tapenyo ka.
Ayan, siya nakikipaglaban sa poste ngayon. And he will try to challenge Gabne Pacena at the post area. May nakaabang lang sa ilalim kasi nakasona ang San Sebastian. Montecillo fires a 3. It's in!
Mga-anim na nila yun, ha?
It's just amazing to see, di ba, ang Letran knowing how to break down whatever defense they're faced.
I just think it's a good barometer of how the outcome of Letran's games will be if is yung outside shot nila. So usually when they shoot the ball this well from beyond the arc, it usually results to a double.
Janglan hotpot 3-pointer of the quarter muna tayo. Jero Vercovilla saying hello. At sabi niya, gusto ko rin dumayo sa Janglan. Basta wag kakalimutan. Basta hotpot, Janglan na. Time out tayo.
Plastic, El General All-Purpose Epoxy. Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
makakabenta!
Yes!
Don't worry! Be unleashed with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now!
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
5.5 remaining in the second quarter. Jay De La Cruz, Dino Lee, Courtney Buenaventura bringing you the San Sebastian Letran matchup in our Friday quadruple header. Ian Quahaw, I believe still, or actually took short rest, very brief rest, but he's still on the floor, just missing that three though. Tapeño naman, send it to the weak side. There's Kuya Vince missing the three as well. I have to ask you this, especially with Letran. Everyone producing. 20 guys actually listed on the lineup of Letran, just 16 to play. San Sebastian, gano'n din ang story eh. You being as a former team manager, di ba? You have a different way of trying, for the case of Letran, trying them to stay focused, or for San Sebastian, trying them to keep motivated eh.
Well, I think yung strategy na ini-employ ni Allen Ricardo, whoever plays well will get more minutes. And if that's the case, you're pushing the other players na hindi consistent to be consistent so that they get to earn those kinds of minutes. Pero there's pros and cons to it eh. If you have a deep lineup, ang dami mong pwedeng gamitin. Pag hindi, dyan papasok yung ano eh. The team much being bigger than you.
Yeah,
I think that's what you want to instill sa players eh. Na when you get an opportunity, di ba, you earn it. And that's the case for your other teammates as well. So, hindi basta-bastang ano, parang and that's gonna be the challenge for Coach Allen.
Yep. Again, yun nga eh. Nabanggit rin ni Court ito na kwento ni Coach Allen Ricardo kanina. Regardless of where the team is situated at the team standings, di ba? You wanna keep that kind of discipline. You wanna keep that kind of game. Di ba? It will say a lot about your character as an individual, your team identity, di ba? It's also sending a message.
Yes.
Shot clock, an issue. Buti na lang aware si Gabne Pasena. 35-24, Letran. 3.5 to go in the second period.
Pinasok na nga si Manalili dito.
Malamang yan, kinalabit niya si Coach Allen Ricardo. Coach, pasok niyo ko.
Sayang naman yung warm-up ko.
And Cyrex Elorio just stopped that transition going.
And despite Jonathan Manilili playing well for Letran here in this preseason cup, meron din niyang meron pa yung gustong i-develop at pagandahin sa kanyang laro.
Oo naman.
So it's a never-ending journey for especially for young players like Jonathan Manilili to further expand their game.
Kapapasok lang ni Titing. Unang foul kagad nakuha niya dito. Gaston Piliado at the free throw line. Going to this guy, he's actually making a really good case of being perhaps the next in line in this leadership role for San Sebastian. Once Paeng Are plays his final year come season 101 eh. Kumbaga the years beyond.
Well, he looks promising itong si Tom Piliado. He has the trust of Coach Rob Labagala. Kaya siya yung ginagawang starter starting point guard for their games. And he has that ability to get inside the paint kahit hindi naman siya kalakihan or hindi ganun kalaki yung katawan niya to create space, but it's his speed and his the way he drives to the basket na nagagawa niya yun.
And considering the program of San Sebastian as June Roque scores, yung program ngayon ng San Sebastian, you'd know that they're in for quite the long haul. Hindi lang isang taon to. Perhaps you're just looking at a minimum 3-year program with this coaching staff lineup of Rob Labagala, Pedro Navarro, there's Gilbert Lau.
And if you're integrating a new program, it will take time. It will be a process. Hindi naman yan overnight. Magta-transform na sobrang lakas na ng team mo.
Di lang kukuha ka ng pyesa tapos instant.
Oo.
Contender na kagad eh.
Tsaka yung buy-in din of not just the new players but also the veterans.
Oo. 2.5 remaining. Manalili thinking of shooting but he's directing traffic. Sending it to Tampeño. Challenging na Pasena at the post again. Favoring the weak side. Opted to go baseline. Too strong on that layup. I won't be surprised if Letran, once they face off Benil once again, itong si Luis Tapeño, he won't shy away from posting up Sean O'Malley.
He doesn't shy away from contact. That's for sure. I mean, I've already covered a lot of Letran games and I've seen how, I think siya pa nga yung pinaka-fearless sa lahat ng big guys nila. When it comes to being physical.
Isipin mo na lang sa practice, no? Makakabantay niya rin si Buensalida. Yung pa lang eh.
Kevin Santos sa kasi Omega.
Diba? Magkalaban sa practice eh. Yan na yung pwede mong asahan. Estil Castor knocks out a 3-pointer. Quite a good news if you're big guys making those shots from the outside.
4 out of 9 from 3 itong San Sebastian.
Good flip. Ayan na si Tapeño. Creating some space underneath. Got the ball sa foul.
Lamang ng isang ulo yung Neil Castor at Gabne Pasena dito kay Luis Tapeño. Pero kita mo naman, oh.
3 on the Golden Stags.
Dalawang excuse me po eh. Di pa sapat. Isa pa. Oh.
Bonus free throw for Luis Tapeño.
At kung tutusin, yung mga naging coach ni Luis Tapeño, he had Coach Gino Manansala. He had ngayon si Alan Ricardo. Those two guys na talagang talking about motivating players, di ba? Yun yung mga pinagdaanan ni Luis Tapeño eh.
Saka, ang sarap magkaroon ng teammate at ng player na that plays hard like Luis. I'm sure lahat ng coaches ganun ang gustong player.
In the meantime, there's Andre Lumana finishing the fast break after that Titig Manalili turnover.
And as I was saying, Luis might not be as talented as his other teammates, but what you like about him is he plays really hard.
Kanya-kanya
every single possession, yes.
And Luis Tapeño is doing a hell of a job performing that role. Nice cut by June Roque. Actually, the pass did not materialize though. Ended up as a turnover. 3-on-1. Piliado extra pass. Ay, nakahabol yung depensa. Might have been a better idea if Tom Piliado just went straight ahead. In the meantime, ABC Tile Adhesive fast break of the game. Siniguro ni Andre Lumana. ABC Tile Adhesive, sigurado ka dito. We have this timeout.
Abot ang data! GG bro! Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Boxing and general, matibay na dikitan.
Epoxy, palaban sa kahit anong dikitan.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome.
Shot clock at
38
18
seconds
seconds.
remaining in the second quarter. Kumapit na tayo ng San Sebastian. Hindi naman nila mababaon yung matitirang timeout dito sa first half. So might as well use it in order to have this executed perfectly. But what happened is otherwise.
Oo, traveling doon si Polo Gabat.
Nag-aabak kasi ng bangga eh. Ito wala, umiiwas. Actually, part of playing solid defense is avoid contact, get your guy thrown off a bit.
And sometimes, iniisip mo na yung drive bago yung dribble.
There's a foul to give for San Sebastian. That will enable Ian. Wow, such brief rest for this young guy.
Well, he needs reps kasi he missed the first 6 games.
Yes.
6 games of the Golden Stags. So he's trying to catch up.
Sometime on the shot clock. Ano ang gagawin ni Titing? He attack. Actually, he went on a journey on that drive. At tinawagan ng traveling ni referee William Bulacan. Tata kasi Titing, ano ginawa niya? At binibilang ni Dino sa ulo niya yung mga naging steps ni Titing Manalili. In the meantime, 3 seconds remaining. Ended up as a turnover. Si Lorio has some time almost. But that will do it in the first half. Nagbababad ng players, Coach Rob Labagara is letting Ombiliano and Ian Quao take over the offense for San Sebastian. But it will be quite a challenge if they're facing that hot shooting of Ian Scuya, Vince Quao. Then you have Cyrix Silorio performing off the bench as well. Pero kailangan may katulong rin sila Pilyado at si Ian Quao. There's Jerover Cabilla making some points inside, but it's Luis Tapeño playing as a very huge guy in that post area that helped Letran build this 11-point lead at the end of the first half.
Di abot ang data! GG, bro! Don't worry! Be Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus Only Facebook or Only TikTok. Load now!
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best-ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome.
Epoxy, El General, matibay na dikitan. El General, konkreto, kahoy, bakal.
Plastic, El General All-Purpose Epoxy, palaban sa kahit anong dikitan.
Hindi mo tayo makakabenta. Yes! Don't worry. Be unleashed with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now!
Sa ABC, sigurado ka, ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Happy anniversary at TNT! Pangmalawakang coverage. With free data, calls, and texts. At sulit na rewards.
TNT 25 years, tuloy ang sulit saya sa buong bansa.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Di abot ang data! GG bro! Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome.
Boxing, El General, matibay na dikitan. El General, konkreto, kahoy, bakal.
Plastic, El General All-Purpose Epoxy. Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Hindi umuulan.
Hindi mo tayo makakabenta.
Yes!
Don't worry. Be unleashed with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part.
The PlayTime Cares Filoil EcoOil 18th Preseason Cup presented to us by ABC Tile Adhesive continues with the San Sebastian College de San Juan de Letran matchup. Halftime tayo, 41-30 is the count lamang ang Letran. Halftime stats brought to us by ABC Tile Adhesives. Go ahead, Dino.
Well, Letran a bit sloppy to end that first half with 3 straight turnovers in their last couple of possessions. But they have an advantage so far when it comes to shooting the ball, 45% from the field, 46% from beyond the arc. And take note, plus 11 sila sa field goal attempts because of their offensive rebounds and more turnovers on the part of San Sebastian. But if you're Coach Alan Ricardo, you can't allow your team to be sloppy and commit those turnovers.
17 made field goals, 1 made free throw. Galing yon 13 assists for Letran. Again, that ball movement for the Knights very evident in this ball game. By the way, that halftime stats again brought to us by ABC Tile Adhesive. Dito naman tayo sa leading scorers hatid sa atin ng PlayTime Cares. Kalat ang scoring, Dino. Look at this one. Pilyado. 6 points. Then on the other side, 7 points lang mga leading scorers. Again, kalat eh. That's spread scoring.
Ang Letran is a deep team. Maraming pwedeng gumawa dyan. Every time, last game nga, lahat ng pinasok ni Coach Allen, nakashoot.
Oo.
Diba? Huli pa dun si Jonathan Manalili. And for the San Sebastian Golden Stags, without Paeng Are and without TJ Felebrico, kailangan mag-step up nung mga bata ni Coach Rob.
And Tom Pilyado perhaps doing that pretty well. 6 points, 5 assists for Tom Pilyado, making everyone involved. Jimbo Estrada, look at his rebounding numbers, playing very huge when it comes on the defensive. At 41-30 lamang ang Letran. Pagbalik natin, third quarter na.
Playtime! Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun ha! Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Second half about to go underway. Jay De La Cruz, Dino Lee, Courtney Buenaventura bringing the action. Handa na ang Letran. San Sebastian still mapping out final instructions. Sinusulit lang yung natitirang break before we resume play. By the way, this is just the first game of our quadruple header Friday. It's been quite a while na nagkaroon tayo ng quadruple header na play date dito sa ating Premier Preseason Collegiate Tournament. Later on, we'll have Adamson and FPU agad-agad. UAAP matchup to. Nakita na natin kanina. Coach Mike Reyes,
new basketball program director
for FPU. We'll see him later on for sure. At mamaya, nandyan din. Coach Gilbert Lau. Double duty for this game. Tutuhog ka agad mamaya sa laro ng Adamson.
Adamson pala.
Oo.
Si Coach Gilbert.
In the meantime, Gabne Pasena cleaning house, converting that putback to bring San Sebastian within 9. Mamaya makikita natin kung sino yung mga magkakasama dito sa ating Haynes 5 on the floor. But here's Luis Tapeño playing like he is the biggest guy in that shaded lane.
Ayaw ko bumangga dyan. Mukhang lilipat ako eh.
Pag nakita mo pa lang eh, no?
Hindi nga siya ganun kalapat eh.
And look at this, he can bring that ball down. He can lead fast breaks. Hindi lang ginawang punto si Elijah Yusi. So imagine the dynamic that kid does bring here on the table for Letran. Hindi naawa yung bola.
Yung physique ni Luis Tapeño is a bit deceiving. Hindi mo alam na ganun pala ka lakas bumangga.
Peter Rosillo ran out of real estate in that sequence. Ayan na yung ating Haynes on the floor for the Golden Stags. Kasama ni Gab Ganina, Ian Cuajo, Christian Ricio Tompiliado at Andre Lumanag.
Ang sure na makukuha mo pagka matchup mo si Luis Tapeño ay masahe.
Sakit ng katawan.
Sa umaga at hapon.
Automatic, baka maghanap ka ng bentosa niyan, di ba? Maghanap ka
Libre masahe yan.
Oo. Sa kamitangan ng bola, kaya lang ang kulit ni Buensalida. He tried to create some space for Luis Tapeño. For Luis Tapeño, rather. Just pushed Christian Rizo away too much.
Well, Buensalida started this third period. Instead of Mark Omega, because of Mark Omega's 3 fouls, he picked up in the first half. Kaso, nakatatlo rin to si Buensalida.
Wala. Mukhang nakatakda talaga maglaro ng sentro si Luis Tapeño ngayon.
Malamang si Tapeño at si Lorio ang makakuha ng minutes, especially if Mark Omega picks up his 4th foul.
So one thing Letran needs to avoid doing as far as the second half is concerned.
Not turn the ball over.
Yung pa. Nice pass. Talk about interior passing. Luis Tapeño scoring off that pass from Mark Omega. Kasama nila Peter Rosillo, Jimbo Estrada at Elijah Yusi. That's the Haynes. 5 on the floor for Letran. Ayun. Ganda rin ang kantin rin lumanap. Flashes of brilliance from San Sebastian di ba? Nakikita rin It's just a matter of really making it really consistent for the entire 40 minutes.
They also have talented players, and you have one of the best young coaches that we have here in the Philippines in Coach Rob Labagala. And a staff that is full of experience. Diba? You have Coach Gilbert, you have Coach Melo Navarro.
So, kasama rin natin.
Tapos yung SNC nila, yung strength and conditioning, di ba? Kilala yan I just forgot his name.
Kasi galing rin sa UE. Yung kanilang SNC coach sila doon. And mabagkita rin natin total nandyan. Mamaya makikita ng camera natin yan. Si Coach Bernard Yang. Andyan din.
Team manager.
And Gabne Pasena ringing the bell with that three-pointer. San Sebastian. Again, their offense really looking good as far as this third quarter is concerned. Siyempre, di sila pwede makipagsagutan ng puntos dito sa Letran.
And ang kagandahan dito sa the Golden Stags, even though they haven't won a game, diba, laro pa rin. Execute pa rin tayo.
May pahabol na three-pointer of the quarter si Gabne Pasena.
They're shooting the ball really well from beyond the arc. 5 out of 13 sila ngayon. Which is in pace with Letran.
Malinaw-nilaw na junk. Malinaw-nilaw na junk naman. Hot pa yan. Basta hot pa junk na court. Ibeneventero, what do you have?
Yes, for Letran's Vince Cuajao, today's preseason game holds more meaning than usual. We can see that this is his first time going head-to-head with his younger brother, Ian Cuajao. Vince shared that before the game, they had a sibling talk at home. As the kuya, lagi nga daw niya sinasabihan si Ian na dadating din yung oras mo, pagtrabahuan mo lang at may mga tao makakita sa effort mo. It's actually a rare moment, the two brothers on opposite sides of the court chasing their own journey. What we can see is not player versus player, it's brother to brother. JD, no?
Natatawa din si Courtney, alam ko. Kasi kanina nakita ka natin si Jimboy, di ba? Just deck. Iyan Cuajao, di ba? Kaya natin yung... Tama nga naman, sige. Your time will come, di ba? Perhaps not just today, di ba? Sige, Jimboy, okay lang yan. It's a wonderful dynamic, especially when you see brothers being
on different
teams, di ba?
Opposing teams.
Being put up against each other.
Honestly, parang awkward. Sila Bron kayo, anak niya, di ba, kakampi niya? Paano kung magkalaban sila, pupostehan niya si Brony?
Yun niya
Di ba we were just talking about Javi De Leano and Juan Gomez.
Yes.
Magkasama sila sa UP. Sa NBA naman, si SGA at si Nickel Alexander naglaban sa Western. So, magpinsan naman yun.
Mas mahirap pag nakita mo si Cyrus Nitura at sa yung mga kapatid niya, si Shaina at si Judel, magtapat-tapat yan. Ibang sport na yan.
Magkakaiba naman. Okay lang yun. Magkakaiba naman.
But you know what's the wonderful thing to see here? Yun nga, nakikita mo hindi nagkakalayo yung interest ng mga magkakapatid, di ba? They're all oriented into sports, all playing at top tier levels. As Trey Lumanag scores that 3-pointer. At maganda rin yung pagkatapos nila laro na to. Hindi rin matatapos ang kwentuhan ng magkapatid na yan eh. Sasabihin nito, oy kuya, nakikita mo, bubabol na lang kami ng 5, oh. Under 5 minutes in the third. Bilang gumana yung alley-oop play. Stuff angle coming from Mark Omega. Fast break intended for San Sebastian.
Wow.
Almost taken away. Nice pass by Gabde Pasena to Dre Lumanag. And San Sebastian is just within 3.
Outplaying itong Golden Stags. Outplaying the Letran Knights in this third quarter.
That is true. And Letran just trying to weather the storm. Jimboy jumper short.
And that's what I was saying earlier, hindi pwede mag-relax itong Letran Knights. Yes, wala si TJ Filibrico, wala rin si Paeng Are, but there's a reason why these guards were handpicked by Coach Rob Labagala.
Gusto yung ulitin ni Tom Pillado yung ginawa ni Pasena kanina, pero sabi ng Letran, hindi na mauulit yun. And Tom Pillado stopped everything with that foul. Second foul on Tom Pillado. And Polo Gabat is back in the ball game. 48-45 Letran. It has been so far an Andre Lumanag show. And Ian Cuahaw just knocked down a 3-pointer in front of his little brother. Pumorma pa si Vince Cuahaw kay Ian. Ayun, hinatulan ng taunting ni referee Eman Paraon. Check out what happened. Cuahaw versus Cuahaw.
Great challenge from Ian.
Ayun. May laser pointer.
Dapat sinabi ni Vince Cuahaw, kapatid ko naman yun eh. Lambingan lang yan. Yan ang limbingan namin. But that won't be tolerated by the referees. Because I think that was the point of emphasis nung technical meeting nila is yung any signs of taunting will automatically be called for a technical. Walang warning.
That's true.
Walang...
Wala na, rekta ka agad yan.
Rekta na.
Kahit sabihin ni Vince Cuahaw, Ian, nakatres ako sa'yo ha. Ang pansagot ni Ian dyan, okay lang, technical ka naman eh.
And the reason why the Golden Stags have been able to keep up with the Letran Knights is maganda rin yung pinapakita nila from with their 3-point shooting. 7 out of 17. Itong Letran, 8 out of 16.
And Dre Lumanag is not yet done in this third quarter. He only had 4 points back in the first half. Ngayon, 17 puntos na si Lumanag. 13 points in the third quarter to send San Sebastian to within 3. Luis Tapeño, hindi maitulak, papasok si Jaime GDL. He set it out. Jimbo Estrada missing the 3. And here's San Sebastian, an opportunity to cut this lead down further or tie this ball game. Ian versus Titing. Ian hands it off. Polo Gabat cannot fend off Titing. Ngayon, nagchatcha si Polo.
And kanina siya rin yung natawagan ng traveling.
Ang ganda ng punto nung sinasabi nila Assistant Coach Melo Navarro dito. From the bench na sinabi, keep your play. Huwag kayo mag one-on-one. Execute pa rin yan na half court. Dami natin
Or move on from the mistakes.
Move on from the mistakes.
You can't allow a turnover to affect your play afterwards.
There's Vince Cuahaw with a 3-pointer. Actually, that San Sebastian bench also looking for a travel against Mark Omega. None was called. But it has become quite a ball game in this Letran San Sebastian matchup. 54-48. There's a shade above 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Jaime GDL. For the shot clock, Trey Lumanag was bumped by Luis Tapeño. Unang foul pa lang yan ni Tapeño.
Blocking foul on number 5, Luis Tapeño. That's his first personal foul. 3.
Alam mo ganito, maaga pa kasi maraming nakikitang action dito na hindi nakikita sa camera. Kaya mas maganda talaga pumunta mga tao dito, Dino eh. Let's watch the games live.
Oo. Hanggang umabot ka na ng gabi.
Oo.
May laro pa kasi.
Maraming mangyayari dito sa loob ng PlayTime Cares Center. So if you're seeing, if you can see everybody, the dynamics of all the players on the bench. Tapos yung mga nakikita yung mga action away from play. Tinahulihan ng foul si Nir Castor kasi napailaliman talaga ni Marco Mege. Piliado is back in the ball game. Yan, nagpapalitan si Piliado at saka si Ian Quahaw.
This last minute and 43 seconds will be big for either team who will close out this quarter much better.
Oh, nice pass. Mark Omega scores. Dapat may parte rin sa assist na si Jonathan Manalili eh.
19 assists on 23 field goals. Diba last game, 31 assists, 31 field goals?
5 on the 24. Ang layo pa ni Tom Piliado. Nawala pa yung bola. Just in time. Kabat missing the 3. Nagtinginan yung buong Letran dun sa bola. Nobody bothered to pick up that basketball.
Nagkahiyaan pa sila dun.
Looking rebound.
But usually that's frustrating if you're a coach because yun yung ano eh. Di ba para sa volleyball ganun din? Sino yung magre-receive? Oo. Nagkakatinginan yung mga...
Na-receive niya. Sinuha na second ball, di ba? Oh! Top time for Tom Piliado. Doesn't matter. Got the bucket plus a foul. Yan yung masakit eh.
Oo. You could have gotten the defensive rebound on that first shot attempt on a good defensive play. Kasi ano na yun eh, parang bailout shot. Parang last second shot na yun ng the Golden Stags. Tapos nakuha pa ulit nila yung possession because walang kumuha ng bola. Leading to a 3-point play.
Dagdag sakit. Pang-apat na foul ni Mark Omega. Wala na nga nakalinya.
And you add on a lane violation.
It's quite a disastrous 20 seconds actually for Letran. Na kung ikaw si Coach Alan Ricardo, ayaw mo nang maulit yung 20 seconds of misery na yon. Anytime in this ball game.
Especially, the Golden Stags are just down by 5 points.
Some relief, Jimbo Estrada was left alone. Napapaisip din si Rob Labagala, bakit libre yun? Sometime on the shot clock, they're separated by around 9 to 10 seconds. Piliado sending it to Gabat. Look at the shot clock, it says 6. Gabat making his move. Denied of access. Nakawala pa rin. Gabat is short. Another try. Got rejected by Buensalida. And there's a foul penalty ang San Sebastian.
And that hurts if you're the Golden Stags. With 7 seconds left, you send a guy that just got the rebound far away from their front court.
7.2 seconds remaining. May free throws pa tayo. Hatid sa atin ng ABC Tile Adhesive. Sigurado ka dito. I just felt your pain doon sa last sequence na yun.
Oh, sayang yung ano eh.
Napangiwi ka
na foul eh.
Oo.
Hindi kasi kanina, nagkamali yung Letran, walang kumuha ng rebound. Nagkaroon ka ng 3-point play. Tapos nag-lane violation pa sila. Ngayon, nalibre si Jimboy Estrada doon sa ilalim. Tapos, finaul mo pa si Aaron Buensalida.
Lumalayo pa
You could have ended this quarter much better.
They have an opportunity. Gaba take it all the way. Got blocked again in that final shot. of the third quarter. Wala nang matitirang oras nung lumabas yung bola na yon. But in this third quarter, Gapne Pasena ringing the bell on one side. Got Andre Lumanag ringing the bell as well, who just scored 13 points in the third quarter. But it's Jimboy, but it's Aaron Bensalita, Luis Tapeño leading the way for Letran. May mga ganong easy fast breaks si Trey Lumanag. Pero ayan, si Vince Cuajao making a couple of three-pointers, one against his brother. That gave Letran an 8-point advantage over San Sebastian.
Happy anniversary at TNT! Pangmalawakang coverage with free data, calls, and texts at sulit na rewards.
TNT 25 years, tuloy ang sulit saya sa buong bansa.
On purpose. Ang boxing, El General. Matibay na dikitan. El General. Konkreto, kahoy, bakal.
Plastic, El General All-Purpose Epoxy. Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome.
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Yun. Masisilip na leadership of this current San Sebastian team. The management, we can say Bernard Yang, Jackson Chua is on hand to see the fight of the Golden Stacks. They have 10 more minutes of play for San Sebastian to trim this lead down further. They had a clear shot earlier, Dino. They were just within 3. Then Letran again. It's not just the doing of Letran, it's more of what they're not doing, di ba? Kailangan magpapatuloy lang ito si Dre Lumanag. 19 points under the belt for Dre Lumanag.
But you have to give it to the Golden Stags. They didn't see... Dahil kahit magkalayo sila ng standings nitong Letran, them being...
May laban pa rin eh.
Oo, lumalaban pa rin sila eh.
Sige, Courtney, ano meron?
As for the Golden Stags continues its rebuilding journey, Assistant Coach Melo Navarro knows that progress isn't always visible on the scoreboard, but it's happening in every position, every adjustment, and every growing pain in every game. We can see that Polo Gabat is currently adjusting to a new position and role within the team. Coach Melo believes that this change will ultimately benefit Gabat in the long run. For Coach Melo, the focus is clear, building today for a stronger and more competitive team tomorrow. Thoughts on this? Dino, Jay?
Actually, that responsibility will indeed lie on seniors like Polo Gabat. The one who's not suited up today, Dino, sila Paeng Ares, sila TJ Felebrico, diba? But, kasi hindi ka rin lang pwedeng umasa dun sa mga non-leaders mo as you're seeing the Haynes 5 on the floor for the Golden Stags. Wala nga dyan itong si Polo Gabat ngayon sa loob eh. So, it doesn't matter that whether you're on the floor, you're off the floor, you should lead your team in whichever way you can.
And ang maganda dun sinabi ni Coach Melo is yung progress doesn't always show up in the stat sheet. And it's as simple as boxing out, making a right defensive read, or drawing an offensive foul.
Tulad nito, ang ganda ng pwesto ni Jaime GDL. That's out-jumping Vince Cuajao. Perfect look for a rebound. And Jaime GDL at the free throw line. So far, still scoreless for Jaime GDL in around 11 minutes of playing time. But it's his first time seeing action in the collegiate level. For sure.
Coming from the UPIS program.
Oh. This would get his rhythm di ba?
Although yung kapatid din niya, si Jordy, he will have to serve 1-year residency.
That's right.
Because he came from, he already has played in the UAAP with the UST and Ateneo.
Titing Manilis back in this ball game. Nice pass to Jun Roque. A very underrated connection dito sa panig ng Letran. Kasama nila Mark Omega, Peter Rosillo at Luis Tapeño. That's the Haynes 5 on the floor for the guys from Intramuros. Yun yung hindi pa natin nakikita dito sa laro na to Yung mga connection ni Titing Manalili kina Jun Roque. Isama mo dito sila kay Jimbo Estrada actually. It's quite rare in this ball game na nagsabay-sabay silang tatlo. But know that come the next games of Letran, it's a weapon that Alan Ricardo is banking on that will send them deep down in this tournament as Gwen Salida fouls out.
Ang hirap din kasi ng sitwasyon ni Jonathan Manili. Pinasok siya latter part na ng second quarter It's hard to get a rhythm, especially pinawisan na yung mga kakampi mo at saka yung kalaban.
Nakipag-agawan ng bola si Ian Cuajo kay Mark Omega. At nasaksiyan yun ni Kuya Vince Cuajo in high definition. Nang papaisip baka asarin din ni Vince Cuajo si Mark Omega. Kinukuha lang ka ng bola ng kapatid ko.
And he makes a big three.
Kinirahan ka pa. Boy, Ian Cuau making a lot of noise.
And making life difficult for Letran. Diba? If we were just to look at the win-loss record ng dalawang teams na ito, you would expect this would have been an easy win for Letran with the depth and talent that they have. But
not in this case
adding on the fact that wala dito si Paing Are and si TJ Felibrico. And this is just a 6-point lead. So
that's right. And considering since you've been mentioning those two guys, their presence
this gives them confidence.
The presence of those two guys actually contributing over 12 points per game, and San Sebastian is within 4.
Actually, halos 8 points ang average ni
sila magkaparehas
So 16 yun.
Jun Roque actually, Jero Vercabilla was holding him down. That one will not count. Good call by our referees.
And I'm sure Coach Rob Labagala is happy with how his team has responded. Going up against the top team in your group. Diba? Kung meron ka mang laro na pipiliin na magandang laro mo, it is against.
Because we're just 6 minutes to go in this ball game, and you have a clear shot of stealing this ball game. Mark Omega, that ball just went away from him just as when the shot clock was expiring. Dumidikit na naman ang San Sebastian. At ibabalik ni Alan Ricardo si Luis Tapeño.
And with the way the Golden Stags have been executing and shooting the ball, this is small margin lang to.
Ian Cuajo, paulit-ulit na natin narinig yung pangalan niya dun sa table. 10 points for Ian Cuajo in 4 of 12 shooting. Go along with 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Quite a game for Ian Cuajo, overshadowing his debut. And he got a steal, and he got away. Ian Cuajo is gone. San Sebastian looking for an unsportsmanlike foul, but either way, San Sebastian just tied this ball game.
The last time we had that was back in the first quarter.
That's right. Another turnover. Just an errant pass now on that fast break. Titing Manalili goes all the way. Got the bucket plus a foul. Ayan na yung sinasabi ni Coach Rob Labagala. Pag ganitong rumaratsada tayo, mag-relax tayo kasi pag nag-turnover tayo, yan ang gagawin ni Titing Manalili paulit-ulit.
Akala natin makakakuha na ng lamang itong San Sebastian Golden Stags. And the last time they had the lead was back in the first quarter. So that was a big defensive play on the part of the Letran Knights.
Ang Letran kasi sanay na dito being one of the seasoned teams that they are. Sanay na sila sa mga ganitong pressure pack situation na kahit umahabol yung kalaban, kalma lang, di ba? Pinatikit ng Letran. Pinatikit lang yung San Sebastian. Ayaw palamangin ng Letran. Ian Wow! No good at that jumper. He was open though. Halfway point of the fourth. Execute ang Letran. The kick out, Jun Roque. Too strong. Rebound final. Won by Ian Quaha, who's just doing everything right in this fourth. Lumana got away. Lumana goes all the way. Layup is short though. Rebound battle mananalo si Jun Roque. And he was fouled by Gab Nepasena. Last foul to give of San Sebastian. Under 4.5. Manalili. Lob pass to Jun Roque. Ball almost went out of bounds. They have 7 to work with. Wow. Extra pass. Manalili fires a 3. Got the bounce to go! And suddenly, Letran is back ahead by 6. Jonathan Manalili with the 3.
Siya naman ang pinasahan dito. He usually makes the assist to his teammates, but this time being awarded by Quahao with that open 3. Lucky bounce there for Manalili.
Jang ng 3-quarter of the quarter yon. Time out muna tayo.
Matibay na dikitan. Konkreto, kahoy, bakal.
Plastic, General All-Purpose Epoxy. Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
4 and 14 remaining. For context, we're just tied a couple of playing minutes ago. And Letran, being Letran, suddenly went ahead by 6. Something that you'd expect, di ba, Tino, from a really solid Letran team.
And that's 6 straight points coming from Jonathan Manalili. And it started with nung agaw ni Manalili na pa-fast break na sana yung Golden Stags a couple of possessions ago. Which could have been the first lead of the Golden Stags since the first quarter, but yun nga, preventing that from happening is Titing Manalili.
May i-review ang mga referee kasi nangingi ng challenge si Allen Ricardo.
On that last out-of-bounds play.
So, libreng timeout ito. So, both teams using this to their advantage with 4 minutes remaining. Something that they really need is to map out plays that needed perfect execution, di ba?
But I just think itong hindi rin naman masama ang nilaro ng Letran eh. Ang ganda talaga ng pinakita din ng Golden Stags in this game, execution-wise and their shot-making ability. And I think their struggle so far in their first 7 games was being able to play consistently good basketball for 40 minutes.
At mukhang nakikita nga na dito yon sa panig ng San Sebastian rather. In the meantime, that's a successful challenge for Letran. Mapapunta sa kanilang bola. Good eye there by our camera crew. Kitang-kita na nahabol din na Pasena. Just dribbling it out of bounds. Here is Titing Manalili, the man in this fourth quarter. Personal run to, no?
Oh, see, after the Golden Stags tied the game at 63 all, 8 points lahat galing kay Titing Manalili.
For a guy who was just inserted very late in the second quarter. Free throw line jumper, something that Gabna Pasena needed to convert so well. Just couldn't make it that time. Napako sa 63 ang San Sebastian with 3 minutes remaining. Nice pass! Could not make a kapang though.
But libreng-libre dun si Jun Roque.
Tom Pillanes back in this ball game. Emergency pass intended for a Quahaw. It went to the wrong Quahaw though for San Sebastian.
And kaya hindi ini-encourage yung jump pass eh.
Delikado eh.
Kasi minsan may ipit ka eh. Pag yung papasahan mo ay may bantay.
Si Lorio no good. There's gonna be a foul on that rebound play. Si Tapeño tatawagan. Natuwa sa bangga kay Christian Ratio eh.
Although namintis ni Jun Roque yung 3-pointer niya earlier on, you have to give credit kay Jonathan Manlili. You have to admire his playmaking abilities. For your teammate to be that wide open, pwede pa siya magkape dun bago tumira.
Ang dami niya nahigop na persa de
And if ikaw yung teammate ni Jonathan, may hiya kang hindi mo shoot kasi libreng-libre yung setup sa'yo eh.
Eh baka mamaya makantsawan pa si John Roque.
Pwede ka pa ata mag-jangnan hotpot nun eh.
Oo. Risho. Lilibre sana si Ian Quahaw kaya lang nabitawan ni Risho yung bola. He was able to recover but he will be down with a dribbling violation. Cyrix Silorio actually did not touch any part of that basketball. Sayang, ganda rin ng pagkakapwesto doon ni Ian Quahaw for the 3-pointer. This Christian Risho just lost control.
Substitution for the Golden Stags. Neil Castor for Chris Risho.
2:20 remaining. 8-point advantage for Letran. Again, this was tied just before the 5-minute mark, around the 5 or 6 minute mark of the fourth quarter. Letran still in an 8-0 run. Estrada to Tapeño at the post. He has Gabne Pasena on him. Pumatsi si Lorio. Beautiful play! Saktong-sakto sa ABC Tile Adhesive last 2 minutes.
Yung bantay ni Silorio, wary of Luis Tapeño, which created an open lane for Silorio.
Tapos turnover pa. Patuloy ang disgrasya sa panig ng San Sebastian dito sa latter part of the fourth quarter. There's Tapeño. A couple of bumps against Neil Castor. Muntik na pumasok.
Grabe yung...
Kung pwede lang bigyan ng kahit 1 point yung mga
yan ang
bangka.
sinasabi kong hard massage.
Kita mo yung impact eh. Diba? Can actually play it over and over again. Sakto kung nanonood naman kayo sa Puso Pita. Sa Facebook, sa YouTube. Pwede namang i-rewind ng konti sa parte na yun. Nakikita mo mayanig eh. San Sebastian still looking for their first bucket for quite some time. Ian, wow! Knocking down another three.
Although we've seen like wild comebacks or after being down by double digits, this might be a little too late for the Golden Stags. And Letran can afford to melt the clock.
Madulas pa si Jimboy. There's Silorio missing the three. Rosillo chased that basketball, but he'll run out of time. A stop produced by San Sebastian, and they will try to take advantage of that by converting it into some points. Huddle muna sila dito. 55 seconds remaining. They're trailing by 7.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
$55 seconds remaining in this ball game. San Sebastian still looking for some hope. Tignan natin kung ano gagawin nila dito, Dino.
They might go with Ian Cuajao or Andre Lumanag, the two hottest guys for them offensively.
That was a good line. Just short though. A well-executed play actually from Coach Rob Labagala. Di nga lang pumasok ng tres. There's Kuya Vince. Kick out si Lorio. Milking some clock to guarantee a Letran victory. Peter Rosillo might have traveled. Nevertheless, he got those 2 points to give Letran some separation and perhaps the victory. Habol pa ng punto si Lumanag. Hindi nga lang pumasok. Bukata pa kinabot ni Cabilla pero may foul. And
on Luis Tapeño.
Oo, si Tapeño tatawagan ng foul. But the character of Letran, Dino, it just showed up in this ball game, perhaps sending a message to the entire field, perhaps to the UAAP group na eto kami,
They can
handa kami.
They can execute on pressure pack moments. When the game was tied 63 all, they made a 10-0 run prior to that 3 of Ian Cuajao.
They were able to shut down San Sebastian for 4 minutes. Diba? After that sequence where they were tied.
And that's a luxury if you have Jonathan Manalini who can create plays for you.
At dinidikita na lang si Peter Rosillo dito habang nakatingin sa oras. Ayan na, GG na raw. Good game na. And that will be our final score. Letran getting victory number 7. Perhaps cementing their spot in the top 4 in the NCAA group. They have 1 more match remaining and it will be against their biggest rival in the NCAA.
Oh, but I think Letran has pretty much locked up a top 2 finish here in this NCAA group. finishing this game on a 12-5 run.
Yep.
So humabol na lang yung dalawang free throws doon ng Golden Stags, but they were able to execute down the stretch. Yes, the Golden Stags played a really great game, shooting the ball well, made a lot of threes, but Letran was able to hold off that resilient Golden Stags team.
Ito kasi nung fourth quarter, merong personal 8 to nothing run. Itong si Jonathan Manalili, our ABC Tile Adhesive heavy duty player of the game. Just scored 2 points in the first half, pero 8 points eh.
Oh, he was actually, pinasok na nga siya latter part ng first half eh. And he was actually the one who finished the run of Golden Stags to prevent them from getting the lead
That is true.
when the game was tied at 63 all. So big plays coming in the big quarter, which is the fourth quarter for Jonathan Manalili.
You are witnessing the Smart Power of the Plays brought to us by Smart Power All 99. Get only Facebook or TikTok plus 10 gigabytes data and only calls and texts for 7 days. Load now. Flashes of brilliance from San Sebastian. Ian Kwao playing perhaps his best game in this tournament.
And Andre Lumanag.
Pati na si Andre Lumanag, pero sobra-sobra pa rin talaga yung ginagawa nung Titing Manalili. Pati si Vince Quahao na ang ganda rin ng shooting dito sa Letran na to. Talk about shooting dito sa ating full game stats. Hatid sa atin ng Bostic El General.
Actually, parehas sa itong team. Magandang shooting nila. Hindi rin nagpalayo yung Golden Stags. And that's a positive. Yung magandang laro ni Ian Quahao, magandang laro ni Andre Lumanag, magandang laro ni Gab Nepasena. So that's something that you can build off in this new program of Coach Rob Labagala, heading towards their last game against Arellano and Season 101 a couple of months from now.
Totoo yun. One more look at our PusoP.com key matchup. Tom Pillado. Well, look at that. 7 assists for Tom Pillado on top of his 9 points. Kaso matindi lang yung kalaban niya na Jimboy Estrada. 10 points, double figures, usual finish. Pero merong 7 rebounds si Jimboy Estrada, playing big indeed for the Knights. Hindi pa tayo tapos. Kasunod natin, UAAP matchup. Adamson kontra FEU sa ating PlayTime Cares Filoil EcoOil 18th Preseason Cup presented to us by ABC Tile Adhesive.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin.